So this is a Laguna 1412 bandsaw, and I have it set up with a bunch of blades showing. And this over here is a Roebling X31 5-in-1 machine. And on this machine I've added, excuse me, this is a Co-Matic DC-40 easy feed stock feeder. And it's a beautiful unit because it fits perfectly on the base that Roebling designed into this machine. And this base, it's a little dark down here, but there's a release lever so the entire feeder can swivel down out of the way in order to use the top to cut things like sheets of plywood. And it works beautifully. I can't do that now though because I've set up a Franken machine here, which consists of this Roebling pile of iron that holds this here feeder, and then I've got the bandsaw pulled up to the machine, not touching it, just very close. And then when I pull the feeder over, you can see I've already done a little bit of this work before, but it'll tune right up into that gap there and allow just enough space for the bandsaw to feed down in between the wheels and allow me to take a very thin veneer. There's about close to 1 inch of spring depth on the wheels. I don't know if I can show you that or not without, now I'm going to move it, but the wheels compress up into the feeder, which is really nice because then you know you got a ton of pressure on your workpiece. So in any event, let me get this set up and then I'll fire it up and shoot the boards through and we'll see how we do. So this is a DC drive. So instead of the motor protruding this way from the machine, they've laid it down, which really does make it easy to swivel this unit around without running into trouble. And it has a really nice digital control on it. You turn the unit on and then you can set the direction and whatever speed. It's set for 5 meters a minute right now. Yeah, you have to get used to that. So in my head, it just goes between 5 and I think 70, 72. So I'm going to go all the way down to 5. I want the slowest speed possible because this is a pretty tall board and I'm resawing on a bandsaw. So I'll push set again, and that sets the speed. The direction you can just simply change, and that can be done on the fly. And then to start the unit, you just hold this button until the red square illuminates, which is sort of glitzy. And you'll be able to see this is the speed that the wheels are crawling along. But as slow as that seems, when I'm feeding wood through a bandsaw, you'll notice it'll fly right through there. But this thing is almost silent, which is also delightful. In any event, let me get this cranking and I'll fire it up for you. So this is resawing of a walnut block. This is the block. I'm going to resaw this into thin little veneers. If you can see the blade here, I've got it set up pretty doggone close to that fence. The fence is actually an Incra fence attached to the Laguna fence. And I needed to do that for the additional length. The Co-Matic feeder has 4 wheels. And it's really great if you can get 2 wheels on each side of the blade because it allows you to put 2 wheels before and after the blade. So all I do here is position it so that it lands right between 2 wheels. And then I want it to be roughly the thickness of that walnut block. Now, I've had this for a couple of days and I'm still learning how to finesse it around. So if I look like a doofus doing this, it's your fault for watching. So that's where the board is. Now I'm just going to push this in a little bit closer because I really want it to grab the board. And then tighten the base so it can't pin it. Tighten this thing so it can't move in or out. And then last, set it straight as you can. And tighten this double. And boy, once you get everything tightened down on this thing, you can certainly feel that it's not going anywhere. So that's very stable. And you can check by just tucking a piece of wood into that first roller, and that's about perfect. So that's set very close. We'll see if it's too close in a minute here. Should be good. That's rather fantastic. So it's a very thin piece, and it is definitely ready for sanding or scraping or whatever. I'm probably going to make it a little thicker than that. Almost seems thinner than the surface of Baltic ply, like you could sand through it too easily. So let's do this. I'm just going to back this open a little bit here. I wish I had a micro adjuster on this blade, but I don't. So I just have to eyeball it. That just looks about right. And then the other thing I noticed is this unit was actually pulling away at the end, so I want to move it a little bit. Oh, by the way, this is another feature of the Co-Matic. When you open this, it doesn't release right away. You have to move it until you hear a click. There. This unit does the same thing. They're similar to a drill chuck, a tapered chuck, in that it has to drop out of the chuck in order to be rotated. And I know they milled a pattern in there for that very purpose, and it really does work well. So if you bump these handles or they aren't quite tight enough, it'll still hold its position really well. So that should be a little better. Let's give her another try. Damn, I still don't have it set right. Let me try one more time here. We're gonna go pretty tight this time. Still not grabbing on the rear wheels. Oh, dang it. much better. So then to do the next veneer, I'm just going to loosen this baby and pull this in another little bit. Pardon me. I think I can move it in even tighter. That's good. You can definitely move this in quite a bit each time. Let's really scrunch it. Those wheels are spring-loaded and this is a heavy saw, and I think it'll be a more stable process the more I scrunch her down. Oh, that does a nice job. It's a veneer factory. And you notice too, I've been cutting on this block for a while and it does look to be in very good parallel shape, which is sort of remarkable. All right, let me tighten it up and we'll keep going. Does a wonderful job. Yep, one more tightening. And that is that. So this is the results of the board that we resawed. I just want to bring the camera over here so you can see the results. The side looks like it did originally. The end grain is what we got. This one actually had a price on it, which helped line it up. Here's a tip: quite a stack of veneers here. Stack your out of our one piece carefully, because if you keep them in order, you can do sort of a fantastic cutting them here. By alternating them, fold these into a book-matched I bet you could get something pretty spectacular. And we got quite a bit out of this one little block of wood. So that's facing that way, and then these next two face that way, and the next two. So let's see how far this goes, shall we? It's more than I expected, so I gotta move some stuff. So I'll have to measure and see what we finally ended up with here as far as the size of our slab now. That's gorgeous. Let me grab a tape measure and just see. We can cover 63 inches, so you'd have to allow, well, 60 is 5 feet, so 5 by 23. That's a pretty good slab of wood for something. But anyway, thanks for watching.